So, I've been thinking about textures a lot recently. Now, I'm not the most experienced photographer and I haven't really ever studied it in school, but if you guys are interested, I would still like to share some of my thoughts. The dictionary definition of a texture is the feel, appearance, or consistency of a surface or a substance. Textures are always surrounding us, whether you're paying attention to them or not. They can tell us a lot about something, even just from looking at it. For example, textures can tell us how old something is, what it's made out of. It can tell us whether something looks soft and inviting or cold and uncomfortable. Textures can be used to set the mood, era, and location of a photo, and used to enhance a subject. Or textures can be the singular subject of a photo, whether you capture them through man-made objects, structures, and materials, or through naturally occurring things like life and scenery. There's also what I like to call big textures and little textures. So, little textures is what I generally think people think about when someone says the word texture. In my mind, it's when just a few elements in a photo, like say 1 to 3, work together to just create the textures. And so that's a little texture. And big textures, on the other hand, is when a lot of little elements in a photo all combine together to make one big texture. Another thing that can affect textures is lighting. Either light itself you can make a texture out of it, or by using combinations of shadows and light to emphasize parts of textures. So keep in mind weather conditions and what time it is while shooting. There are endless possibilities when speaking about texture and how to use it. I mainly do portraits and landscapes, and I'm just going to show you a few examples of how I've incorporated textures into my photos. Okay, so for one, and here's an example of a little texture. In this, I wanted to go for a 90s theme shoot, or would it be an 80s theme? Yeah, I'm not really sure. I just wanted to go for an older looking one. So anyway, I really like the aged wood in the background. I think it makes it look like a worn out but still cool building. And then also in combination with the jean jacket and the hair. And all three of them have similar textures, which all work in contrast to the much smoother shirt, skin, and glasses. So, and then for the second example, so here is a photo I took about a month ago at Mount Rainier in Washington. And this is an example of a big texture where all the little cracks and crevices and the light, so there was a cloud layer overhead and light was only let through in a few spots, and they all work together to make, a big texture where the sole focus of the picture is, the cracks, crevices, and light. So, to notice all these elements in our world not only is useful as a photographer, but also just in general, it just helps us to more appreciate the beauty of our world. Because you know what, sometimes it really is just about the details. Alright, thanks for watching, have a good day. That's all I wanted to say.